So look, for him to cut me, he needs to do what? Yeah, there's not much, right? If he's really pressing, he doesn't need to do much to cut me. So first thing I need to do is try to get some kind of space in here. Context matters. What does he want? If he wanted me dead already, I'd be dead. If he was allowed to get this far and his intent was just to cut me, you'd be cut. So he wants something. Maybe he wants something from somebody out here. Maybe he wants to take me somewhere. Maybe he just wants to escape. I don't know. But all that stuff is important because I need to understand how much time do I have. Can I work myself to a better position? What's he want? What's he asking for? All that stuff comes into play. Maybe I'm talking with my hands come up, I get my 2-on-1. Now look at all the spaces here now. Do I have 2-on-1? Yes. Is there space between the knife and me? My neck? I'm not worried about this, I don't care. Look at all this. Because when I go 2-on-1 here, I'm not relying on just pulling this down. Watch my shoulder. See all the space that's now created? Now, have I advanced my position? Is he still on my back? Yeah, I don't like that. Okay? So, I need to make some space. Now look, I may get jammed up here. Try to put the knife back on my neck. This is a strong place to be. I got 2-on-1, I'm into my core, I'm tight. This is a strong place to be. I don't want to hang out here, but it's pretty strong. Okay? But as soon as I'm able to get that 1-2, I'm trying to get my head out. Okay? 1-2, my shoulder comes up, I tuck my chin. Head comes out. Now this. Or if you like, you can go here. For me though, from this position, I don't like a lot of transitions, and I'm probably going to stab him. 1-2. Head comes out. Now, I'm not just going with my arms. He's going to run away from this. As soon as he feels that, he's going to run. So my whole body goes. This is tight to the side of my head and neck. I'm covering his hand. If I'm not tight here, my head's out here like this, just drops his elbow. It's gone. I don't have it anymore. Okay? See it again, or we got it?
Can you turn the noise on?
Yeah, turn it on.
I didn't want to hear you get fucked up.
Hey, Ryan, how can he power through that initial shoulder up, hands down?
If he knows it's coming, maybe. Right? If he knows. I mean, but even then, so, hey man, what do you want? I'll get you whatever you need. Yo, bro, I'm talking to you. Because even though he knew what was about to happen, he knew what I was going to do. And as soon as he went to respond to me, what happened? I went. He's not going to respond to my conversation and try to circumvent what I'm doing at the same time, even though he knows it's coming. Cool? Somebody said see it again, right?
Yeah.
So I bring my hands up, I'm talking with my hands, 1-2. Shoulder comes up, I create this space. I'll probably tuck my chin here, but really, as soon as I'm able to do this, I'm trying to get my head out of here. And now from here,
I'm making my defense, I'm using a 360 defense. I'm making a 90-degree angle with my arm, going wrist to his wrist, driving through, attacking his attack. Same time, simultaneously, punching to the face, driving in, getting control of his wrist, striking with more knees as necessary, clearing the weapon away, doing wrist control, raking the weapon out.
Where you're either going to go outside or you're going to go inside. If I see it late, then I have no choice but to go inside. If I catch it early and pick up on what he's doing, I can go outside and actually get onto the face and start to rip those eyes and work everything like that. If you control the head, you control the body. So as soon as I get my hand on the face, life gets a lot easier for me. Because right now he's attacking me with a knife, but as soon as I start to do this and rip these eyes as we're going back, he forgets he has a knife at that point. right? He's not so aggressive and eager to attack me when I have stuff working in his face, his nostrils, his eyes, lips, his eyelids, whatever it is. I'm going to just claw that stuff as I'm taking it back like this. While it was a strike, which is going to slow the knife down, and then I turn that strike into, the clawing of the eyes. And I'm controlling the knife the entire time, so as we get to the ground, I pin that
as much as I can. So look here, if I go fingertips to elbow, because again, I may not know exactly what, right there, freeze right there. Josh, can you come at me at pretty much any angle from there? Yeah, look, this could come here. This could come here. So if I start trying to catch with my hands, odds are I may miss. Just like you saw there. It wasn't even at me and I was missing all the time. So I'm gonna cover as much as I can from fingertip to elbow in case I'm wrong. So big gross motor movement. I'm gonna try to get inside as much as I can. So my point of reference is anywhere from the shoulder, kind of the jawline, collarbone, side of the neck, and then covering here. Once I'm there, once I'm this, boom, I need to attack him. I need to send something. Understanding that it's all gonna suck. Knife is scary as hell to me. So when he swings here, it may be this, and I push and I run away. Right. If I get out of my car and all of a sudden that's what I see, boom, there, and I'm gone.
So you're not going to try this kind of slow kind of pass and do any of that stuff?
And look, I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that can do it, that can get away with it. I don't know. I know that most of the people that I work with that are just trying to get from point A to point B, just trying to get from home to work and back home again, maybe they get to train twice a week, 2 hours a week. The common things that they're looking to deal with: chokes, tackles, punches, body locks, ground fighting, all this stuff. So them learning to defend knife, it's going to be a very, very small amount of time that they're going to get. They're not going to have the time and the dexterity and things to start training this kind of stuff. They're just not going to be able to do it. And
them and escort them to somewhere else, because you're using the knife as a threat. So if I'm facing off against my partner and he offers the knife, go off in the knife quite quickly. One, it's quite a threatening situation that leads to abduction. So knives are generally close quarter weapons that are very good for threatening. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at when is the right time to deal with a knife, how is the best way to attack or attack back, or how is the best way to defend yourself. So keep watching for the next section and you'll see. So when you move on the knife, it's a matter of judgment. You don't just run in on someone who's threatening you with a knife, because if you do that, you're going to get stabbed. So it is a matter of judgment, and that's a skill judgment, and you'll have to make that risk yourself. So from here, I'm just going to go through some basic ideas. When I actually do decide to go for the knife, if you notice, the first thing I do is I go for the thumb of the knife hand. I don't actually grab the wrist because he can cut me. So the reason why I control the thumb, because it's a lot easier to put pressure on the wrist, because by virtue, and it's the same thing with handgun defense, it's the same idea that whatever handle he has in his wrist, if you're bending the wrist, it actually makes it really difficult for him to keep control of the weapon. It gives you the leverage. And most importantly, if I'm trying to move away from the weapon, I'm putting leverage, but if you also notice, I'm getting my body behind the wrist. So my body's behind the wrist. So now, if he's trying to get the arm out and he's pulling his arm out, I'm thrusting and driving myself in. So as he's pulling his arm out, I'm thrusting and following the knife. But the key thing, and this is the most important thing, is the point of the weapon is turning into him. It's not turning into me. It's not my problem. Now that works really well. But one of the other factors I tend to teach when I'm teaching this to security personnel and military personnel and so on, is that when we're doing this, I tend to like to turn my forearm. And as I turn my forearm, it gives me much more of a leverage, because you can see how I'm using my whole body behind the weapon. So essentially what I'm doing, and this is how I set the posture up, I have my hand across my heart and I have the other hand up. So it's protecting, but it's not enough. But he's threatening me. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing and rolling in behind with the outside edge. So obviously if he's changing the edge of the weapon, it's very difficult for him to turn the weapon into my forearm and cut me, because I'm keeping him in a flat-bladed position. So I'm going in behind, covering, smothering, and actually making sure that the weapon turns into him. If you do that, it's really difficult for him to hit you with the other.
Donc attention dans cette situation, ne pas rester figé sur une seule attaque. Il y a une saisie de gorge, il envoie les coups de poing, on pense se couvrir pour pouvoir commencer à travailler sur le bras. Lui, il va aller chercher sa lame. Boum, boum, trop tard. Restez vigilant aux deux mains, très important. Démarre sur la saisie. La première des choses qui arrivera bien souvent, c'est soit le direct du droit ou crochet droit. Okay. Faut faire très attention, pas de blocage avec un seul bras. Il va passer, que ce soit dans cet axe-là, que ce soit dans cet axe-là. Ce genre de frappe circulaire, toujours cover. Très important. Cover, les mains ouvertes fort. Voilà. Bon, mais il ne faut pas rester enfermé. On va chercher la lame. Voilà. Une fois qu'on a bloqué, il faut rester vigilant. Bon, voilà, il faut rester vigilant, voilà, que je puisse voir. Dans le mouvement, la saisie, simultanément, gorge, absolument, gorge, simultanément, gorge. Arrivé là, le mouvement traditionnel classique, sortir le pouce, monter pour venir chercher le bras. S'il est beaucoup plus fort que vous physiquement, il va repasser à l'intérieur. Impossible de bloquer. Ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais donner un petit coup de main avec mon genou, ici dans cette position-là, le genou, pour faire basculer son poids de corps vers l'avant. Le genou, on fait basculer le poids de corps vers l'avant, je viens saisir. Arrivé ici, très important, tourner la paume. Directement la clé, je termine coup de nuque pour assurer le mouvement. Repousser, la jambe dans la hanche. Pousser, attention en se relevant, très important, ne pas laisser le visage vers l'avant. Protection, là, vers l'arrière. Sur cette version, saisie du poignet, simultanément, coup de poing gorge. Simultanément, coup de poing gorge. Saisie de la main contraire, ouvrir la main, venir frapper, désarmer. Au niveau du couteau, très important de saisir le poignet. À quelques moments que ce soit, il faut pouvoir saisir le poignet. Attention à la distance. Si j'attaque l'œil, je vais lui donner de l'amplitude pour qu'il puisse attaquer et revenir. Donc très important d'essayer de le garder le maximum au corps pour pouvoir avoir une facilité de désarmement. Plus il sera à longue distance, si je décide d'attaquer l'œil à ce moment-là, plus il aura de force pour piquer.
Attack you with a knife, what does he have to do? He has to come into your range. Chances are the knife is going to be concealed here, 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 either rolled in a paper, could be in a bag. So that's the first thing. He's got to come in your range. So he's got to come at least 5-7 feet, pull out the knife, and then start attacking. Attacks are going to last. The guy's not going to sit there for a minute and do a sparring drill with a knife. He's going to spend maybe 4-10 seconds and he's out. So your reaction time has to be super fast. Now, what a lot of people are missing, in order to defend yourself against a knife, first of all, it's all about being proactive. It's being able to be aware to see, okay, I see the guy approaching and he's talking to me here and I can't see his hands. I could only assume he has a knife. Now, I don't care if he's holding his phone. I'm not going to take a chance. I don't know you. You're in my space. You're moving around. As I'm just concealed and I see this, my hands are going to come up. One hand's going to come a little bit lower because I want to be able to trap or jam that knife. Now, it's not going to be a perfect trap. I'm not literally fixing to grab it. If I do, great. If not, I'm still going to try to pin it. Right. Now, the reality is that every time I make a move, he makes a move. There's action, reaction. So it's not going to look like 1, 2, 3. No, once I trap the knife, he's gonna start pulling. So start giving me resistance. He's gonna come here, he's gonna try to cut. I'm gonna come right over here. The knife just switched hands, right? If I'm here, what would I do? Sorry, you okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'd bring it here, I headbutt, I knee, I try to trap. If he continued going, keep going. So he's here, he's trying to pull me down. Maybe I'll try to grab, he's coming around. I won't let him get that knife. Again, I'd be striking, but look, I'm pinning the knife. Now, here's the thing. People tell me against a knife, you should run. Yes, but I need to be this many feet in an open area. Now, I did this test where, because I get a lot of comments, people telling me, you're an idiot, you're gonna get people killed.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. And I get this comment, and what I did, and I tested it out full out, where we had one guy, the attacker here, I was here, the door was there. By the time I ran to the door, I got stabbed. So the idea that you're gonna run is not always possible. Right. Your environment is gonna play a big role with what you can do. If I'm in an elevator, start attacking like this, I can't parry in an elevator. I need to trap because I'm in a confined space. If I'm here and I could do this, then yes, I can run. If he's grabbed me and he's here, now he's grabbed me here. I don't know, I said, great example, I said to grab me, some people do this, some people grab here. He went for here, which is even more dangerous because he's controlling the neck. What happens is it becomes hard. So he started pumping, so I gotta trap as quickly as possible. So running is not always an option. So what are the best options to get knife defense? Number one, awareness. I have the distance, I see him with a knife, here, I'm out. 2, an improvised weapon. I'm in the restaurant, a bar. There's weapons everywhere. I'll throw the glass, throw the plate, pick up the chair, pick up the bar stool, and get out. If I'm in open space, I can attack, I could parry and use my legs and try to move. If I'm in a closed, confined space, I don't have a choice but to trap a knife, to trap it. Once I trap it, I either pin it to my body or his body, depending on where he moves, and I gotta strike as quickly as possible. If he grabs me here, this is a pumping grab, as I call it. This is very dangerous because what happens a lot of times, people forget about the arm and they focus here. But unless I move the arm, I'm gonna keep getting stabbed. So there's no black and white, there's no foolproof system. And again, the basic to all this is when you're faced with an attacker, is you're looking at his hands. So if conceal the weapon, I'll open my eyes. So if I'm here and I'm talking to him and I see this, I'm ready to move in and make sure I trap the knife as quickly as possible, right? If he's got the knife here and I'm talking to him, my hand's gonna come a little bit low to come in and jam it and strike at the same time. So this, really focus on that. So my best tip to you is when you're faced with an attacker, the first thing you do, as I'm talking to him, my hands come up. When I used to be a doorman, I used to talk to people like this. I was always like this, here, here, here. My hands were always up. I always looked at their hands. If I couldn't see their hands, I was ready to strike and go preemptive. So at the end, it's your life. You got to decide like what you're going to do when you're facing that situation.
Yes, sir. Wow. A lot of truth bombs in there, a lot of stuff for people to think about, especially when the knife comes out in training. Emotions seem to run a little bit higher, and your sense of mortality is really...
Attack comes on. One more angle. Attack comes on. Good, from here. Slowly. Attack comes in. I'm making my defense. I'm using a 360 defense. I'm making a 90-degree angle with my arm, going wrist to his wrist, driving through, attacking his attack. Same time, simultaneously, punching to the face, driving in, getting control of his wrist, striking with more knees as necessary, clearing the weapon away, doing wrist control, raking the weapon out, clearing, creating some distance. From here again, other side. The key is, while he's attacking me, I'm actually countering at the same exact time. So when I make my 360 defense, I'm also striking as hard as I can, right to the face or throat, trying to elicit a response. Gives me the opportunity to move in and get control of this weapon behind him. Notice, I'm not keeping the weapon in front of his shoulder. I'm moving it back deep behind so he has much less strength and control. From here, maybe knee, kick to the groin, clear it again. I take my palm to the back of his hand, drive forward, put pressure on the wrist, fingers rake the knife out, boom, create distance.
Let's get back to seriousness here. Okay. All right, so as he comes in, I want to shield wall. I want both my thumbs pointed down. The reason being is if I keep, he just tracked it right in. If I keep my thumbs in one same direction, meaning that...
Let's get closer. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
If both my thumbs pointing down,
Yeah.
all right, lends itself to what?
This.
It lends itself to where I start having a block.
Yeah.
If I have my thumbs in this direction or this direction, is a track. Yeah.
That's
All right,
going in you.
there's a potential that it slides over the top of me. So I want both my hands down. I'm gonna hit one hand high, one hand low, and I want you to go with some intention. Now I don't know if anybody can see this, but I'm gonna drag him over. All right, he happened to fall.
Wait,
I've got a good line.
from here.
All right. Okay. Now, that's not really the technique, but that's just where we fell, so I stuck with what we had. All right, so.
The guys who were saying I was kind of taking it easy, I was not taking it easy on Gary. I'm not going to take it easy on you either.
And he's not. As a matter of fact, so I'm going high, low, hitting here. I'm gonna push this at the same time.
Wait, Kali question. Let's freeze this moment in time because somebody also said, "Where's your Kali, GN?" So I'm gonna try to bring it out. So can we freeze that moment in time?
Boom.
All right. I'm gonna go low and go like this.
And guess what? I just got cut.
You got cut.
Go do it again.
Boom.
Oh, here.
Here and then. Oh yeah. See, because
One of the things, all right, when we freeze something in time, of course he's gonna be able.
Yes.
All right, but it's dynamic.
Yeah. No, sir. Ow.
Let go. No. Get off me. Ah. Okay. Stop.
Yes, sir. Ah. Okay. When you freeze moments in time, of course there's gonna be friggin' what ifs. It wasn't there.
We're not freezing moments in time. So,
All you what ifers, man.
fights move, we move. I say it all the time, fights move, we move. I've never been in a slow motion fight. Pause here. Never.
Yeah.
I'm fighting. I'm moving. I'm moving.
Okay.
I'm moving. Moving.
The more I try to resist, the likelihood of me getting hurt gets up there, man.
Yep. Because I don't know what he's gonna do.
So you gotta react.
So I'm reacting to whatever's going on. Fights move, we move.
Yeah.
In training, I never hand the knife back to anybody. I let him pick it back up after we pause. So now we're getting ready to go. Now, just okay, he got me one time.
I got you once.
He got me once.
I got you once. But
And
you
again,
did.
fights move, we move.
Yeah.
I got cut once. If I was wearing a vest, would it be negligible? Would it not? I'm not sure. But the fact of the matter is this, odds are, like I said, I'm gonna probably get hurt. But I continue to fight. Now, if he comes
all right, back to the lesson.
back to the lesson. If we're coming in at a downward angle here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically do the same exact thing. Thumb pointed down.
Can I track? Can I? Let's pause. Let's pause. Pause that moment in time. Anywhere to go. These are the what ifs, right? You know, can I certainly do one of these?
And guess what?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we're gonna play the what if game, let him play it, right?
Fights move, we move.
If I move,
Fights move, we move.
yeah.
Like so. And again, that moment that we froze in time,
Right.
I'm not staying here to wait. So this is how it's gonna go. Shit. I'm moving. I'm rapping. I'm waiting to take that knife away. Now, a couple of things if you guys are noticing. All right. First one, I went here. Ha. I went here.
Look.
He kept moving.
Okay. I'll let you teach. I'll let you teach.
All right, so
I'll let you teach.
he keeps on trying to counter. I
I'll
don't
let
know
you
what
teach.
kind of silly nonsense.
I'll let you teach.
All right,
Promise.
all right, real quick. If my hand is loose, anywhere in here, duck your hand out.
Yeah. Bam.
He's got me.
So show that angle.
This.
Turn around. Show that.
Guys,
angle.
look.
If there's loose.
I am okay. Loose.
Boom.
He's got me. Tight. He could twist. He's poking the knife into my side. How?
No.
Again, damage negligible. Any power that are you doing any damage to me?
No, man. Hey.
All right, so this is tight.
Yeah.
It's over the top. It's not. There's no hole for this to come out. Tight.
Yeah.
No hole. Let go. Let go of the knife.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just like monkeys and raccoons. You drop something shiny, they're moving.
The more I try to resist, the likelihood of me getting hurt fucking gets up there, man.
Yeah, because I don't know what he's gonna do.
So you got to react.
So I'm reacting to whatever's going on. Fights move, we move.
Yeah.
In training, I never hand the knife back to anybody. I let him pick it back up. After we pause. So now we're getting ready to go. Now, Jeff. Okay, he got me one time.
I got you once.
He got me once. He got me once.
I got you once. But
And
I
again,
did.
fights move, we move.
Yeah.
I got cut once. If I was wearing a vest, would it be negligible? Would it not? I'm not sure. But the fact of the matter is this, odds are, like I said, I'm gonna probably get hurt. But I continue to fight. Now if he comes
all right, back to the lesson.
back to the lesson. If we're coming in at a downward angle here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically do the same exact thing. Thumb pointed down.
Can I track? Can I? Let's pause. Let's pause. Pause that moment in time. Anywhere to go. These are the what ifs, right? You know, can I certainly do one of these?
And guess what?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we're gonna play the what if game, let him play it, right?
Fights move, we move.
If I move,
Fights move, we move.
yeah.
Alright, so, and again, that moment that we froze in time,
Right.
I'm not staying here to wait. So this is how it's gonna go. Shit. I'm moving. I'm rattling. I'm waiting to take that knife away. Now, a couple of things if you guys are noticing. Alright, first one, I went here. I went here.
Look.
He kept moving.
Okay. I'll let you teach. I'll let you teach.
Alright, so
I'll let you teach.
he keeps on trying to counter. I
I'll let
don't know
you
what
teach.
kind of silly nonsense.
I'll let you teach.
Alright, all right, real quick. If my hand is loose, anywhere in here, duck your hand out.
Yeah. Bam.
He's got me.
So show that angle.
This.
Turn around. Show that.
Guys,
angle.
look.
If there's loose.
I'm okay. Loose.
Boom.
He's got me. Tight. He could twist. He's poking the knife into my side. How now?
No.
Again, damage negligible. Any power any power. Are you doing any damage to me?
No, man.
All right, so this is tight.
Yeah.
It's over the top. It's not. There's no hole for this to come out. Tight.
Yeah.
No hole. Let go. Let go of the knife.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just like monkeys and raccoons. You drop something shiny, they're holding on to it into a hole. They're too stupid to let go. So until he lets go, his hand is stuck there.
Until I let go, my
Until
hand
he
is
lets
stuck
go.
there. But what if? I'm sorry. I'm going to give you a what if.
Okay, give me a what if.
Give me that in again. I have two hands.
He's got two hands. Everybody says, well, what happens if he comes in and
Boom, punches for it, if I wrap
punches
around.
me, bare hugs. All right, look at what he's doing right now. Okay, see that? So listen. So here, everybody always says, well, what happens if he does this, that? Well, then he does it. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen. I didn't know that was going to be, that was incidental contact. Incidental is just as good as everything. But I'm also going to keep pushing up on this, closing that lock. And I'm not even worrying about this elbow.
Yeah.
I got his hand. This is what I care about. I care about his hand. I care about his hand. That's what I care about. But I can block the shoulder out. He keeps on trying to do the spinning thing, so I push it through. But when I'm in here, boom. Oh shit. If I had a gun.
Yeah. If I can kick you in the groin, what if I kick you in the groin? Forget it. Now, let's not go there. I'm not going to try. I know what's going to happen.
I'm wearing a cup, guys. I'm wearing a cup. Protect that. It's important. If you don't know it, get with somebody.
So where's this other hand going to go now? This is
this
trap.
one. I go here, go to your face, go here, go to your arm, come up underneath.
Why not a traditional Russian arm or 2-on-1?
If I'm here and I get there, then I'm there. But fights move, we move. You did it. When I went to do this first time, what did you do?
What?
You ducked.
Yeah, I went around.
Okay. Awesome. So, based on what he does is what I'm going to do. All right, now we're going along on that one. But you guys I'm hoping you get the idea. I just try to get one finger stuck somewhere in his hand.
I will be punching you while you're trying to do that.
You could go ahead.
Yeah, I would be.
Go.
I would be.
Go.
I didn't really want to punch you.
Hey, I'm a man. He can punch.
I'm not gonna do it. No, I get it.
All right, so basically I'm going after the knife. I'm just trying to find.
So once he gets there.
I'm trying to find peace. Handle, grip.
Yeah, your angle is weird too. I mean, I can come down like this. I can try some weird stuff. But
And remember, I didn't have a knife. I didn't have a gun on at this one, and I was being a cop. I wasn't being a cop. I was defending myself. Upward angles, either here, however, I don't care.
yeah, slow.
All right. So this is what I call a cannonball. Things I gotta protect: face, jugular, heart. So I'm gonna kind of ball myself up when I know it's getting ready. If I know it's getting ready to happen. If I don't, I gotta go with what I got.
Doesn't matter if it's like this.
I don't
or
care
like
if it's a slash. I don't care if it's here.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's an ice pick. I don't care what it is. Boom. What I'm gonna do is this. Again, counterintuitive. This is the thing that's gonna hurt me. So if I stay here, odds are I'm gonna get stabbed. So what I'm gonna do is, however, all right, I don't know if you guys caught that.
You went all the way in, yeah.
I cannonballed, and I don't care if it's here, wherever it is, I'm gonna come in tight to whatever it is. Here, I come in, cannonball, now explodes. This is also a hit.
Yeah.
This is a wrap. I'm gonna take this, again, going right back to my heart. But notice I'm above his elbow, and he has a lot of range of motion with that hand right there. So the second that I get in, I wrap and push.
Okay.
I wrap and push. I rake all the skin, tendon, all this good stuff as I'm raking my arm down, bringing this to my heart, holding onto it as tight as I can and as close as I can. And it stays tight. Simultaneous, and if I have my gun, I push off, shoot. And again, if not, I don't have a gun, or I just chose to do it this way. I reach underneath, find that handle, find that finger.
Okay. All right, let's talk about principles and let's wrap this up.
Okay. So,
Forget about all these techniques. Let's talk about principles, Sal.
okay, principles. All I care about is isolating something small with something big. Something small with something big.
Okay. Control.
Controlling that. That's
Control,
that's my
isolate.
control. So the first thing is I'm going to shock.
Shock. Yeah.
Shock. Impact.
Yeah.
Even when I did shield wall, boom, that was
Yeah.
impact. Impact, because that throws off his game. Shock, impact, wrap, control that. From here, everything else is follow through. If you had a knife and you were going to follow up with a knife,
Yeah.
attack,
Shoot.
gun, shoot, punch, kick, knee, boom, boom, baton. Whatever your tool is, whatever you'll follow through. That's individual and should be automatic based on you and what the tools available to you are.
And then continue with whatever's necessary after that.
Now, if this wasn't move by move, step by step, something that anybody would really want to do, what skills are you learning by drilling this, by trying to get there?
This is the methodology, okay? We're doing this all with knives, okay? But say I didn't have a knife, okay? And this is an empty hand defense. Okay, I can come in here, okay, and continue that there. If he's got that knife in the hand, I may not look for the submission. I may go down here and then look to control, and hit a couple times, disengage. Or once I'm here, this may be my opportunity for a disarm, okay? And that's kind of why it's important to understand the disarms, because I want to be able to recognize that window of opportunity. When I've got his arm in control, stabilized, then you can go for that disarm. Yeah. See, here I may go to here, okay? Or I may control the arm and look for that disarm at that point. So if his arm's not straightening out, I can just, okay, go to here. I can, his arm straightens out, then I can go to here. I can heel stomp, you know, look for attacks on, you know. You gotta, without getting too sophisticated with it, you gotta look for possibilities, but also think about, in reality, is that my opportunity to...
And here comes the inside.
Okay, let's do it again. It's a little slower. I'm hacking through, moving offline, pushing up, entering in, and then immediately shooting this arm in. I could be shooting into a punch right here, or a face strike, but I'm coming past here and clinching here. Okay? In this position, I'm getting my head tucked in. From this point here, I can actually get pretty tight there. Okay? And then from this position, I can stomp the foot, swing it to the ground. I might throw and disengage.
Hey, can you switch knife hands at all when you're locked in?
He can. I'll tell you right now, he can.
Yeah.
And this is my kind of take on that. We call it the switcheroo. Okay. But you'll find that in training, people only really, if you observe training, people only really think about that after the third or fourth repetition, and at slow, speeds. If this is a dynamic thing, people aren't thinking in the middle of that to switch the hand while the head is going towards the cement.
But even then, how difficult is it physiologically to switch? Just for my own understanding.
So,
trapped.
Look here.
Yeah.
He can switch. So that's why everything has to be, those three elements have to be present, right? Speed. So if you're quick, he's not gonna have time to change it. Surprise. In the training environment, after 4 repetitions, there's no more surprise, right? On the street, if you're able to pull something like this off, they didn't know what was about to happen. So you've got that element of surprise in your favor still, and violent, aggressive action. Like I said, I'm going in hard. I'm trying to disrupt his ability to orientate, right? We call his ability to process his OODA loop. And if he can't orientate himself to what the heck is just going on, then it's going to be less likely he's going to be able to make a decision, like switching hands, and act on that. So I got to be dynamic, speed, surprise, violent, aggressive action in this case. So there's the possibility there. It exists. Most people